The first step is getting the butter super cold and in little cubes or peas. But I like to do it this way. I've been doing it like this for a long time. So it calls for 12 tablespoons, and each one of these is 8. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So half of it. So I'm going to just cut it. And this is what I do. I'm going to grate it, because instead of trying to put it in the bowl and chopping it up, blah de dee blah, this is what I'm going to do. Your hands get a little messy, but it's worth it. So let's see if you can see this. I think I use this side of the box grater. Let's see what that looks like. Yep. See those? So this is really cold, straight out of the fridge. You could put it in the freezer. It'll be even better, because little pockets of this butter in the middle of a scone is what's really going to make it yum yum. So I'm going to push this gently to the side. Get over there, you. Okay, I'm hitting the paper now. So look, I got to adjust a little bit. I'll just use my hands for this part. Your hands are your best tools in the kitchen. You've got to be careful here like this, okay? I remember grating cabbage with my mom. Cabbage and carrots for coleslaw. And getting a little, not a nick, but like getting a little like, yike. So see how I'm just smashing that last part? Yeah. Okay, that'll work. Get over there. Now look, see, that would take a long time if you were going to try and cut it and get it all consistent. While I'm making the rest of this, guess what I'm going to do? I'm just going to stick it back in the fridge, just on this little cutting board. Okie doke. So then we'll have our 12 tablespoons of butter. I hope you can see this. Yeah, I turned it like a weird angle, but that's okay. Let's see, look, it didn't take long at all. A little bit more, get every little bit in there. And again, I flatten out my hand or my palm for this last little bit. I could use a knife and cut it. But okay, let me stop here. I'm going to get this stuff in the fridge. And don't forget to get the insides. Look, gently. Get that all out. I guess you could call me Butterfingers, right? Yuck, yuck. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I have no idea why the video decided to turn off. But I feel bad, but I didn't want to like make everything all over again. So I don't know if you can read this or not, but I'm going to tell you what I did prior to the video going off. I had a big bowl and I put in 2 3/4 cups of flour. Then I put a half a cup of sugar in, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and I just mixed that up a little bit. Then I got out my butter from the fridge, freezer, whatever you decide to put it in, those little shavings. And then I added the cup of, and I put those in gently. I just gently mix things up, okay? And then the cup of dried fruit, in this case, Craisins. And as you can see, the orange zest, I just grated it over top of the bowl. I used a microplane, or you can just use a regular little cheese grater or something. And I was generous with the orange because I like orange in there. A cup of cream, and I used half and half. And I left out the nuts, okay? So preheat your oven to 375. It's important that it is preheated in baking so that when the items go in, that they immediately get the heat all over and go from there. So sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but this is a really good recipe. Thank you, Rainy Dawn. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but the video went off. I don't know how far I got. I just put in a cup of half and half, a cup of cream. And I'm going to gently just stir it together just so it marries together. I don't know what happened. Whatever. I don't have 4 people with cameras in this kitchen now, do I? And I asked my cats to do it, but they just won't cooperate. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to use my hands. Like that. Because I'm going to push this out onto a little floured board. How does Rainy say? Turn out and pat into pizza shapes. Yeah, that's all you do. And then you cut it in wedges. So I'll have to come back. Look at, I'm just using my fingers like this to kind of get it together. You don't want to overwork any kind of pastry dough. So that'll be it for me. Look at, I want you to see it. Okay, and then I'll get this ready and turn it on. Okay, next step. We're gonna put the dough that I have mixed up here. I usually make 2 circles and then cut them into wedges. But because I'm serving a lot of people, I'm gonna make maybe 3. I don't know. So here's a little tip. I'm gonna use my hands. I just washed them, and I floured the little board that I'm gonna use. Some people have like a Tupperware mat, or you can just use your counter or wooden board, whatever you like. I just have this bigger cutting board. I'm going to actually get a little bit of flour on my hands, okay, like this. And it helps so that this sticky dough doesn't stick too much. So I'm gonna do like so. Like I said, you don't want to overwork it. All right, I'm gonna get it in a ball first. Get all these little bits, but leave some behind. Now, I think that what I'll do is, like I said, kind of make this into maybe even 4, okay? Just do like so, just to give me a guide. Make 4 little balls of dough. See, I'm being gentle with it. You never want to be too rough and overwork any kind of dough. I'm going to make it into a little like pie shape. Okay. See how I'm using this finger to go around? I push it as I go. And then these little edges turn out a little bit better. Okay. It's pretty even. I'm going to put a little bit more flour where this was. Okay. I'm going to flip it over and then put it on my cookie sheet that I have lined with some parchment, and then I'll cut them. Okay. Let me get the other one on here. See, I didn't have to push it around or use a rolling pin or anything, right? Okay. Come up to you. I'm pushing with my palm and using this finger to kind of shape as I go, okay? Not too much. Try and make it even like the other one. I can see little flecks of butter, little flecks of the orange zest in there, which is yum, yum, yum. Okay, I'm gonna set this one on the other sheet. Let's do the other 2. Okay, take this gentle, gentle, gentle. Get in some flour and then push, go around with my finger. These are so good. One more. Well, this one has a ton of cranberries. Are they perfectly even? Nope. Boy, I think pecans would be good in this. Whatever you like in it, right? Just use the fruit that's dried fruit in this. Okay. These 2 will go on my other board. Let me shift things over and I'll show you. Okie doke. Come here, you. Out of the way. Okay. Here's one. Oh, I had a damp cloth underneath so my so my cutting board wouldn't shift around. That's what that was. Okay. Can you see both of these? Here's this one. I forget if I'm supposed to grease this. Let me peek at Rainy's recipe, okay? Rainy's recipe says preheat your oven to 375. And I have that going. I'll hear a ding soon. And then cut into wedges. Oh, I got to brush it with egg and water or cream and water, which I'm going to use the milk, the half and half, in 25 to 30 minutes. So here's my little knife. Gonna do these in little wedges. Okay, and let's see, maybe like this. These will be little petite guys. Oh, this knife isn't good. This knife's good for cutting brownies, but not good for cutting those. Let me get a big knife. Okay, and I'll grab my cream over here too. While I'm going, do that again. I'm cutting through some cranberries. So just make sure they're cut. Yeah, you can spread them apart a little bit too. Why not? I don't often do that. I just leave them together. They're not perfectly shaped either. Okay, this knife works better. Of course, because I'm filming this for you, it's not going as smooth as it usually does. I got a phone call in between. And so I was like, oh no, my butter's cold. I don't want it to get room temperature. So what I did was I quickly stuck the whole bowl in the fridge. And I really think it made a little bit of a difference here. Some are smaller than others. Whatever. If I worried about that, I wouldn't ever make anything, would I? I'm gonna leave these ones like together, and then I'll have those ones apart, and we'll see the difference. I just want to make sure it's cut through. Oh, my dough is sticky. Okay. Little half and half. Watch what I do. I'm just using my fingers. Yes, you can use a brush. I'm not doing it. Now, the very last step that's optional is, and part of the reason that you're using the cream or the egg wash, is you're going to put a little crystallized sugar. You ever go to Panera or whatever and get their orange cranberry scones, and they have a little bit of hard sugar on the top? I love that little mouth feel, you know. Let me wipe my hands, and I'm going to grab that little sugar shaker. I'll show you what this looks like. They sell them everywhere. They even sell them in Walmart and Michael's or whatever. Sugar crystals. Let's do this. I'm gonna have to wipe this container off. Look at my hands. Okay, and just put a couple little sprinkles. You don't have to use this, but I like that little extra texture when I bake. I think I just heard my oven at 375. So let's get these in. I'll wash my hands and we'll go from there. I'll show you the finished product.